right, let's cover number 1 from the geometry worksheet. A window consists of a 4-foot wide, to draw this, 4-foot wide by 6-foot tall rectangle. Don't judge, I'm not an artist. So both of these would be 6 foot for a window. Consists of a 4-foot wide by 6-foot tall rectangle capped by a semicircle. So I need some guidance here. There we go. The dots are not part of what we're talking about. How much trim is needed to go around the window? So around the window, the trim would be going along the sides, as well as the circumference of the top part of this. All right. So we need to know how much trim. All right. Well, we need 6. So that's perimeter, right? Perimeter is going to be 6 foot plus 4 foot plus 6 foot plus whatever the half of this semicircle is. Half of this circle is the semicircle. Well, I need to know how to find circumference for a window, for a circle, sorry. Circumference is just 2 pi r. It's a little too many extra legs there. Or we can use pi times d. Well, this 4 foot is going to be the same distance across here as 4 foot. So we have the diameter. So we can use the diameter times d. So I'm going to use the circumference is pi times the diameter, but it's not a complete circle. So we have to divide it by 2. All right. So the semicircle's circumference is going to be pi times the diameter times 2. And the diameter is going to be 4 foot. So pi times 4 divided by 2 is what? You need a calculator. Pi times 4 times 2. So I'm just going to do times 2. It's 6.283. All right, so let's just add these up. 6, 12, 18, 19, 21, 22.283 feet. So that's how much trim is needed. When they go to the store to buy it, you're not going to buy 22 foot. You're going to buy at least 23 foot to compensate. So how much trim is needed? 23 feet of trim is needed. Okay. Let's go to number 2. A one-block city park is bounded by 2 sets of parallel streets. Parallel. The streets along the block are each 55 yards long. Streets along the block are each 55 yards long. And the perpendicular distance between the streets is 117 feet. So from here to here is 117 feet. Okay. How much sod should be purchased to cover the entire park and grass? Well, it's a parallelogram. So the area for a parallelogram, because the sod would be covering it. Sod is just grass with dirt already attached. We're going to need to cover the entire park. So it's area, and it's just length times width or base times height. I'll use base times height. And it's going to be 55 yards times 117 feet. We can't do this. We need them to be in the same unit. So we can change from feet to yards. If you choose to do that, that's perfectly fine. or we can use yards to feet. I'm going to go ahead and change my yards to feet. Do this before you multiply. You cannot do this after you multiply. It makes things weird. So I'm going to change my yards to feet. I know that according to my useful conversion chart, there are 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So my area is going to be 55 yards. I'm going to convert that. Yards is in the numerator, so yards is my denominator, feet up top. And now I'm going to plug in my numbers 3 and 1. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply this times the 117 feet. So when we multiply, we'll multiply straight across. 55 times 3 times 117. The yards will be gone and we'll be good to go. So 55 times 3 times 117 is 19,305. Feet times feet is feet squared. The streets along the block, how much sod should be purchased to cover the entire park? 19,305 square feet of sod should be purchased. Okay, see you on page 2.